Here we go. We've got Daniel versus Sharp as we continue the final run. Daniel working his way through the gauntlet to earn his $100. And somebody pointed out on YouTube that every single video starts with "here we go," and it does. And you know what? I'm not going to stop now. Daniel's not going to stop either. Right away off the first kickoff, gaining possession into a flip reset. Did he get a double and use the second one to bump Sharp? Yes. Oh my. Wow, Sharp absolutely getting wrecked on right at the start of this game. A double flip reset, but not in the conventional purpose. The second one used just to bump Sharp out of the way. Sharp, nice physical play though at midfield. He could go back the other way and clip on Daniel to even the score, but lost the ball a little bit on the side wall. Daniel back in the air. You do not want to see Daniel going up to the air this often at the start of a game. That being said, with that pre-jump from Sharp, Sharp has been one of the better aerial defenders that we've seen on stream. He just needs to play calm and collected on the ground here. Daniel tapping it away from him and getting a second one fairly easily. So let's talk a little bit about these guys. You should know them by now. They've played so many games on stream. They're both defenders, which means they've played, 25, 30 plus games. In fact, Daniel played 30 games all in one night, it's felt like, a couple days ago. But Sharp is our Fear 500 Season 1 champion. He is the first to win any of our big tournaments and has played on the stream for a long, long time. He has been defending here at level 2 against every challenger. Is still searching for his first win, but he is known for taking down the undefeated Kinsey when he was at his tippy top, and it seemed like nobody could take him down. That might remind you of somebody. It might remind you of the guy on the other side of the field. Daniel right now feels like he's at his tippy top. He was waiting at the tippy top of the gauntlet and is now running through it, but also hasn't lost in a long time and has gone against lots of great opponents. It feels like we're in the era of the Daniel right now, but Sharp ended an era of Kinsey not too long ago. Can he do it again and spark some magic against Daniel? We'll have to see. At the start of this game, Daniel is up 2-0 and has been on offense this entire game. I'm not sure if any shot attempts have happened from Sharp. Yeah, it actually says shot attempts are fairly equal, but I must not have considered them to be as close to going in as Daniel's have. And as I say that, he comes off the wall for an air dribble and notches it off the post and out just barely with the save. Sharp, a nice flick. Wow, really good shot. The backflip, 90-degree flick to put it right in the top corner. Very impressive. We actually saw Daniel using this backflip flick a lot in the past couple of games from him. He's been doing a full 180-degree flick. This time, Sharp just goes 90 degrees, but couldn't ask for anything better. And he's been able to stop the Euro game so far. Once again, he's hiding high on the ceiling, and he's cut Daniel off long before he can get anything going. And that's going to bode really, really well for Sharp in the long run. The fact that he might just need to clean up the ground game and can keep Daniel maybe away from his normal antics in the air could try and even the series. But, I mean, you got to be perfect against Daniel. You can't afford to be handing anything away on offense like this. This air dribble, he falls far too far under the ball, not covering the takeaway, and Daniel doesn't even have to try to tap this one all the way straight into the net. Daniel on the kickoff. His flick touched high. And Sharp trying to be patient, but Daniel forcing it through with a second 50. It felt like Sharp was going to be able to get this one away, but Daniel has a great recovery, and the side flip ends up just rolling into the ball, creating a better 50 up above at the center of mass of the ball while Sharp was trying to recover down low. Is this YungEvoh's car? This is a throwback car. I was just looking at it at the start of the game, or when Daniel was in the lobby. I was like, I used to have Slipstream and I gave it away and I greatly regret it. It was definitely the best decal of that first Craze series. Nice shot from Daniel. I guess Heatwave was there too, so it was the best attainable one. Heatwave was like $50 back in the day. Daniel, a nice bounce dribble, showing that he can do it on the ground as well. Sharp may have kept him glued to the ground, but he is going to place an undefendable shot and show that you need to just take the ball away from him the second he gets it, otherwise you're in trouble. Sharp and aerial all the way down the field, trying to clip a tight angle on the back wall. You could tell right away that he was committing a lot of boost to this play. He needed to hit the angle or he was going to get scored on, and maybe not a terrible risk to take. He's going to need some lightning to strike in his favor to pull back this 6-1 deficit in this game. So hard to blame him for taking a little bit of risk, but right now he has not found a reliable way to break down Daniel's defense, and Daniel has scored in a myriad of counterattacks as well as open space, dribbles, and aerial plays. So he has kept it fully, you know, variety, and has not needed to rely on a single thing. Despite the fact that at the start of the game, he did make it look like he wanted to stick to the air. Can Daniel bring this all the way down the field? It's just insane that he even got it close. He should get scored on here on a counterattack, but he actually might be able to get there. And Goomba stomp from Sharp to keep him down. 6-2. Daniel getting a little bit of greed with low boost. So hard to dribble it the entire field. And only Daniel will have the gall to attempt it. Up 6-2. Doesn't have to worry too bad. A minute left to go. Sharp needs to start a little bit of a run here to come back and put some pressure on Daniel. A 50 deep in his corner is not a bad way to do it. Daniel, I wonder if he's going to stop diving in and playing as aggressive. Daniel creating a free opportunity for Sharp in a way that Sharp desperately needs. Every time Daniel was hanging out back deep in his net, Sharp could not find a way to get through him, but might be able to outplay him if Daniel continues to be aggressive on his half. Dan back into the corner, has no interest in taking this towards Sharp. Seems like he'll continue to tap it back and forth on his side until Sharp comes to challenge, and Sharp shows no interest in crossing his midfield line. Wow, this actually worked out great for Sharp. I'm surprised Daniel even took it. He really could have just sat in his half the whole time. Maybe he's just trying to be nice to us. It did not seem like Sharp had any interest in ever coming to get him. But 6-3, game number 1, looking like it's going in favor of Daniel. Sharp could not find a way to take down the hot streak Daniel as he gets another one for a 7th. 7-3, game number 1. Daniel gonna go up 1-0 as Sharp needs to continue to find that comeback magic. Slipstream and Biomass, the OG decals. Biomass isn't even OG. That one's like sort of new, isn't it? Dan versus Sharp. Game number 2. Daniel somewhat comfortably able to handle that game number 1. Got a few early goals, and even though Sharp stopped him a couple times from his classic signature air dribbles, Daniel's found a way to score. He doesn't need to rely on them, and that is the difference between some of the other guys who play exclusively in the air. Dan can do it anyway. These guys dancing deep in this corner. Both of them very, very adverse to using any boost. Sharp will steal some in the corner and turn this dribble right back online. Daniel, a soft touch on the wall, actually ends up killing the ball perfectly into his corner, and Sharp could not find any way to get a shot attempt, and the dribble from Daniel will get a second. What a nice clear touch from Daniel here in the corner. The ball was in an awkward spot out near the middle of the field, and he needed his boost, but he just took a quick tap, lobbed the ball slowly into his corner, cutting off all the angles and momentum that Sharp could have taken, and with one single touch, he completely neutralized Sharp's attack. Sharp didn't realize it fast enough and left himself exposed for the counterattack. Daniel in the air. What a shot from Daniel. Flip reset, took it to the ground. Sharp wasn't going to challenge him early like he had been earlier in the series, so what does he do? Catches it ever so perfectly with a little bit of a wave dash. I think it was hard to see, but that was a wave dash he used for the flip reset to flick it high to the top of the net. 3-0. 40 seconds in. Daniel off to another early lead in game number 2. A kickoff possession and a flick, and Sharp has stopped challenging as early as he was at the beginning of the series, and Daniel will eat him alive for that. He's so effective when given space, given time to take shot attempts, but I mean, he can beat you any which way. Nobody's found a good way to stop him as of late. You challenge him early, he'll figure that out too. Sharp able to grab a possession here off kickoff. Grabs the boost and will rip an absolute banger of a long shot. A great kill from Daniel on the back wall. Found a way to kill its momentum completely and turn it into a dribble. Luckily for Sharp, he snipes a demo, regains control, and he is ripping long shots right now. Which, oh my goodness, wow. Daniel just took it as a pass. Sharp is going to save it away. But I'm surprised that Sharp is so willingly giving up possession. Trying to put Daniel in a bad spot on defense. A lot of times, offenders will rip power shots and try and just continue them. But you need to be so good, and you also need to rely a little bit on your defender not being perfectly efficient. You're almost hoping that they make a mistake on the back wall or use too much boost trying to get a save, and then that's when you punish them. But Daniel's so perfect, it feels like, on defense. It's going to be really hard to create offense by just slamming it on his back wall and turning it into something. Daniel, a save off his own back wall. A great recovery in his net. So fast. I mean, he should not have been able to beat Sharp to the ball, but landing perfectly on the upper inside of his net, ripping out and making it back before Sharp can get there. Sharp is trying to work in the wave dash kickoff. It's not going to work this time. Daniel takes control, gets a 6. 6-0 in favor of Daniel. Daniel is just on an insane level right now. Daniel wave dash kickoff of his own. The 50 sent him high in the air, but he's still able to get a shot. Sharp, the save, very low on boost. Tries to challenge early. He will leave the net wide open, and Daniel will take his 7th. You wonder if Daniel knows how to lose. I don't know if he does. Daniel has been just insane. Mile of the guys he's played recently have been, you know, one of the only ones to really put the pressure on him. Sharp trying to take possession at midfield. Daniel actually challenged it away from him, so he settled for the 100 boost at midfield, and now he's got a dribble of his own. Could not get the ball in a spot where he could shoot fast enough, and Daniel takes it away. Daniel from the corner, his dribble will get an 8. Sharp coming to challenge, too little, too late. Daniel able to keep it up above. Sharp thought maybe Daniel was going to drop it down. It looked like for a second Daniel might be pulling that into a flip reset. The way he had his car tilted, when we watched that from Sharp's perspective, it looked like he was maybe going to float the undercarriage into the ball, and Sharp decided to challenge at that moment, but turns out Daniel was just taking a dribble and taking his free open net above Sharp, and the counterattack for the 9th. Daniel running it up right now. The man is absolutely insane at the game. Dan trying to find a tight angle on the back wall. Can't do it. Gets demoed in the process. Was able to grab that back corner boost though. So Sharp at midfield with absolutely nothing. Will try and create a play. Daniel pre-jumping the high shot and making it back down in time to save the low shot that Sharp was trying to adjust. The way Daniel was playing defense, he is just covering it all. He shows high, but he still saves low. What are you supposed to do? A minute 34 in. Daniel running up 10-0. Daniel cheating. Yeah, Daniel's got the hacks on. He has seen the future and knows that everything that Sharp will try and do. Daniel another flick. 11-0, a minute 25 left to go. Sharp trying to defend backwards now. Reaching into the bag of tricks for anything that might work to stop Daniel. What up, Eros? Daniel, a dribble off the corner. You're expecting 9 Eastern. Sharp needed to go 8 Eastern. So here we are. Can he somehow get 20? A minute 17 left to go. Winnable. True. I'll never, ever give up on my boy Sharp. But that being said, he is going to just let... Yeah, there we go. There's a forfeit. We were just going to... He was just letting Daniel tap in shots undefended. GG's is... That was 2-0. Is Sharp saying he's done for the game? I will figure that out in a second here. Plum versus Feed. Guys, this is a best of 3. Hopefully, somebody updates the title for me. This is the losers semifinal. It's a best of 3 so that YungEvoh doesn't have to wait 90 million years. YungEvoh, thank you for the host of 10 million viewers, my man. I think both these guys are streaming. Both these guys were streaming it earlier, so they're probably both streaming it now. So if you guys want to go watch on TTV/PlumRL, or you want to go watch on TTV/FeedRL, you can. Both of them are streaming their perspectives, and then we'll be back to. We'll hang out here too. Don't worry. We're gonna chat our way through this semifinal as well, and then we'll be back. The winner of this game will play YungEvoh for the last spot. Hey Feed, how was your run? These guys just casually chatting. Plum isn't live, you don't think? At least he wasn't. He was live at one point, wasn't he? Maybe not anymore. Yo, the corrupt coffin. Oh my goodness, dude. 5 gifties. Get some babies in the chat, dude. Will got NY Luchen, Debs, D Taylor, Wazoo Nuvo. Make sure you give thanks to the corrupt coffin for the 5 gifties, man. Thank you so much, man. Plum up 2-0. Plum versus Feed is actually a really good matchup. I think this is like a great clash of similar styles. Fear 5 Hype indeed. Thank you so much, man. HC Sparky Jr. Thank you for the follow. Yeah, we're gonna be a little bit more casual, like I said. I'll just stop trying to say that. You guys get it with this cast. But Plum and Feed are very, very similar players, I would say. Both of them are like get it done type players in ones. Plum is actually not that much of a ones main, but when he does play it, he plays it very straightforward, very ground based, very I'll make you make mistakes, you know, and play really, really safe. And Feed, I think, does the same kind of thing. I mean, both of them can bring out, you know, the clips when they need to, but there's no better way to win ones than just minimizing mistakes and minimizing risk taking. Ultimately, that's what it comes down to. They do a really good job of not risking anything. Yo, Swirl's in charge, gifting a sub to Kokoro Doodle. Thank you. Oh wait, no, I think I got gifted a sub from Swirl's in charge. Wait a second, that happened in a different stream. Never mind. 4-0 for Plum. Plum not trying to get in Feed's head. I think he was legitimately asking how his run was. A nice little fake setup. Got Feed flying around the map. Feed has been hard grinding ones in the past few weeks or months. Undisabled, thanks for the follow. Feed has been on stream playing top 100 ones for a long, long time. The man is absolutely on his grind. And the favorite for some people to kind of surprise in this tourney. I think he ended up losing in the upper bracket a little bit earlier than we would have expected, but that's because he lost to Fast. I think Feed lost to Fast, and Fast just playing out of this world until he met YungEvoh, and he honestly played out of this world even against YungEvoh. So, I mean, I haven't gotten the story yet. What was the deal with Fast DQing? I don't know why Fast didn't keep playing. I feel like Fast would have had another great opportunity, especially if he ended up playing YungEvoh again in a situation where YungEvoh was coming off of a bad loss. Plum able to keep Feed completely scoreless here in game number 1. A few minutes in, Feed not finding his groove at all. Plum the kind of player that is, you know, really solid defensively, and of course, as I say this, he will let one in for free, but he likes the low scoring games. I think the lower the scoring game is for Plum, that means the more his defense is relevant and the better chance he's going to win by squeaking it out. I think high scoring games where both players are going back and forth a lot don't necessarily favor Plum. And right now, it may not be that low scoring of a game, but he certainly has a low scoring game for Feed. Only able to find one, and only because Plum basically gifted it to him. Where is Feed in the ranking system? The past few seasons, Feed has been, or like the entirety of the last season, he's been top 50. Maybe even pushed occasionally up to top 20 and occasionally fall to top 70-ish. Is this best of 3 or best of 5? This is best of 3. If a mod hasn't changed that in the title, could they please do so? This is Feed versus Plum. It's losers semifinals, and it's a best of 3. Where you don't go back to best of 5 until the qualifying game again. C. Kelly, Migs, thank you guys for the follow. Plum in this game number 1 has looked completely unstoppable. Has basically scored every single goal. The one goal that Feed got, Plum arguably just let him have by making a huge unforced whiff on his offensive side. You're gonna have to sleep, it's late here. No worries, TriToN. Good playing tonight, my man. Well-earned rest. Yeah, it's late for TriToN. Plum, good pinch away. 30 seconds left. Gonna take a miracle from Feed to win this game number 1. Losers semis is not best of 5. You're killing me, my man. It's best of 3 buried. When you were in YungEvoh's shoes in the 500 calls, you were done mentally. Yeah, that's a really, really tough spot to play in. To make it all the way to the finals and then lose, and I think you lost in like game 5 or game. You lost late, and you even scored more. I feel like against Ricky, or was it a full sweep? Anyways, Plum is gonna win this game number 1. Plum versus Feed, game number 2, potentially a final game if Plum can keep up whatever he had going in that last one, and it looks like he will, man. Plum apparently just has the recipe to counter Feed right now, because Feed's a great player and never goes down easy. I mean, he can go up against anybody in the game, and right now Plum is making it look like it's a foregone conclusion that he'd get the win. Oh wow, he's just deep in Feed's head right now. A great fake. Able to steal his back corner, give him a little chip out to midfield. Feed has basically no choice but to try and challenge early. Plum doing a good job of playing keep away. Even taking this ball back into his own half. He will not let Feed touch it. He says, if we're going to clear the ball, we're clearing it on my terms. That being said, he has let Feed have a huge dunk. Yeah, chat, if you have been knocked out of this tournament, 2-mans is your way back in. I don't know if we've mentioned it, but we'll definitely mention it a bunch more times. The last qualifying spot is going to whoever makes it through 2-mans. The top 2 players in 2-mans will play tomorrow for the final spot in the challenger list. So if you didn't make it in via the qualifiers, you need to join the Discord and start grinding hard tonight and tomorrow in 2-mans. Nice bump. A second for Feed. This game not gonna go the same as it did in game number 1. Is that real alpha? Yeah, it is. We are not on Feed's computer, so we can't fake his alpha. How in the hell you pick up those people? I don't know. I feel like I have a good stream. They enjoy playing. Feed, lots of space, going for a night owl bump, but loses the ball. A little bit too slow. How does the gauntlet thing work again? It's pretty easy. It's a gauntlet. No. It's pretty confusing. The rest of the format, I would say, is tough, but the gauntlet part's actually the simple part. Once you make it to the gauntlet, you just play it like any regular gauntlet. You start at the bottom and try and win at the top. And if you win all the way, you get $500. Feed with a lead, maybe the first lead of his series. How do you get money? You get money by winning the whole thing. You got to beat everybody to get money. You have to beat all of them. Plum finally not in control for the first time all series. Feed close, the irritable bump, or the Nino bump as we like to call it. The double jump bump is gonna work wonders as he slaps Plum away. Lion is gonna wipe through the gauntlet, I swear. We'll see, we'll see. Gino's been in the gym, man. Gino has been absolutely prepping as far as I can tell, which I love to see. Gino's trying to get that full sweep. He's trying to run that 8-person gauntlet the other way and not let anybody past him. Feed, nice 50. Able to keep this one at least away from his net. Doesn't need to score. Although, could afford to bolster this lead by 2 with 2 minutes left to go. This long shot, nice recovery, but not quite enough. Not a great clear. Feed will get a 5th. Feed is the story of the grinder, man. If Feed was able to pull it out, it'll be a great, great story. Mouse dribble to himself. What a 50. Holy cow. Look at the adjustment by Plum to get around this ball. Wheels out, guaranteeing that 50. Does a great job. Oh, man. Just adjusting perfectly with the way he can see Feed is going to get the save. Gino in the Gizmo is unbeatable. As much as I love Gino in the Gizmo, Gino has always been more unbeatable in the run-of-the-mill cars. When Gino was peaking, he was doing it in the classic cars. Plum, ooh, almost able to sneak a couple kickoff goals to tie it back up. Backflip to himself. Feed with a minute 23 left to go. His Doomsy not there. Gino, who, Lion? Yo, what's going on, Russia? I hope your run through the gauntlet was good. Feed's gonna extend his lead. You're the best player in Antarctica region. Oh my goodness. Seeing all the players now, you're scared as... Yeah, dude, the players are good, man. The players are no joke. Fear, he's not. He sort of got 7 months ago. He was a cheat. What? What are you talking about? Oh, yeah, Gino. Gino can do it in anything. I mean, we've talked about how, you know, car doesn't necessarily matter. Feed to himself, high off the wall, just trying to kill this ball as a defensive mechanism more than anything, but Plum is still going to get his open field dribble. 1 pop, 2 pop, not enough. Plum trying to close the distance. Knows he's going to need a couple quick goals if he wants to come back, but Feed will get a 7th. Who's between Chronic and Daniel? Dreaz. Dreaz is in between Chronic and Daniel. Wow, Plum, a direct kickoff goal. This is actually possible for him if he's going to keep getting goals like that. I don't know what happened there with Feed. Maybe a delayed kickoff from Plum? Plum, hook shot. Saved away. What a save indeed. Feed. 5 seconds left to go. He's going to force a game number 3. We wouldn't want it any other way. Feed versus Plum. Down to the wire. Will Feed give one more for the road? Yes, he will. Oh, no, he won't. Just kidding. GG's as we head to game number 3. The reason why we put Dreaz above Chronic is because the last time they played, Dreaz won against Chronic, as well as Dreaz is the Fear 500 Season 2 champion. So, you know, putting the champion as high as we can, reasonably put him, makes sense to me. Plum, the first goal of this game number 3. Hitman Merrill, thank you, Crease. Thank you guys for the follows. I think it's exclamation point challengers. Be like a wolf. Plum, open net. Ooh, wow, missing, but luckily grabbing a demo should be able to grab that second goal. Speed, nice pop. There's a quick play, good read of the Plum challenge, and great execution for his first. You love watching Daniel play, but like watching people play against him just looks annoying to face. I'm sure it's annoying to face Daniel. It's probably annoying to face anybody who's as good as any of these guys. Rapid and Forky are playing? Yes, sir. Rapid and Forky are 2 of the invited challengers. Plum bump at midfield, but not able to grab boost. Yeah, I did see the Johnny stream today, or I had to listen to it, but I did see. Feed the air dribble bump, not going to work. Low scoring game here in this game 3. As I've said a million times before, we're taking it somewhat easy in terms of commentating so that we can save for the losers finals. We want to give you guys as good a possible cast as we can for those qualifying games, but fast. Will score on a missed opportunity. A little bit of a mistake by Plum. Deep in the offensive half, we will tab out here again as a method to buy ourselves some frames. Who is TriToN? You never heard of him before. He is a EU player who popped off today. He was a great player, but man, he really popped it off today. Again, thank you for the opportunity. Got to head off to bed. See you later, Rush, man. Rush had the most vouches I've ever seen. Everybody on Twitter wanted Rush to play. Indeed. Bounce dribble not executed fast enough. Plum trying to bait feed into making a mistake of a challenge. Both these guys are so patient. They're almost trying to out-patient each other. Can turn into a really slow game. Once again in the corner, neither one of them willing to risk it. Plum has an extreme boost advantage though. Wizz is a good player, but you don't think he's gonna make it far in the gauntlet? We'll see, man, we'll see. I tell you what, when I first made the gauntlet, I was like, I have zero worries at all. Nobody can beat the gauntlet. And now, as we've slowly found the challengers, nice long shot from Feed, I've started to realize, you know, some people might be able to beat the gauntlet. You know, I still don't think they'll do it. And especially if all the players in the gauntlet, you know, are kind of, they have some decent hours, or they've been playing the game recently, and they've been trying, you just can't beat all 5 of them. One of them is going to have a good day and stop you. Feed on the kickoff, threatening constantly behind this ball. You know you messed up that near post. I mean, not the worst shot. Is there like a day 1, day 2 sort of thing? with the gauntlet. We don't do the gauntlet entirely on the same day. We're basically have to schedule game by game. Hopefully we get it going as quick as we can. We don't want this to, you know, go until like June still playing these games. I'm going to try and schedule all of them as fast as we can. But, you know, if everybody makes it to Daniel, then it could go for a while, just scheduling all the games. Plum dodging the demo. Minute 30 left to go. Feed, after not looking like he was going to be able to take Plum down in game number 1, he is working his way back in this game number 3. Delayed flick from Plum, trying to turn it into a bump. Wasn't able to do it, and Feed, good job of jumping as he grabbed that boost in case Plum was coming to bump him, and a great 50 off the wall. The long shot, is it strong enough? It is. A 6th. Feed, a nice catch. Every moment that ticks off the clock is in favor of Feed now. Plum has to try and take the power shot. He doesn't have much of a choice, but he's not going to connect. Feed into the air. Wants to give a clip for the stream for the road. Got the flip reset, but can't use it. And Plum with a soft tap. And a second touch will get a third. Plum, that'll be it, man. I think this is it. Feed has done it. Feed looking at the 7th, 14 seconds left to go. It's not impossible. If Feed drops his controller and just lets Plum chip 4 goals into the net, then Plum has time. But assuming Feed decides not to get overtime for fun and comes to the next 4 kickoffs, I think that should be Feed heading to a qualifying game. Just do your only play of air dribble bump against him. You'll piss him off, and he forfeits. GG's. Plum will take the forfeit. Feed, will he get an 8th? No, he won't. But he'll get the win. Best of 3. Nice recovery from Feed, exclamation point.